Welcome to your weekly UAS news update. We have 3 stories for you this week. First up, DJI unveils the new Matrice 400. We also have Altitude Angel securing a US patent. And then lastly, the National Fire Academy is hosting a trainer course for local fire officials. Let's get to it. And first up, this week, DJI has announced its latest enterprise drone, the Matrice 400. They're claiming up to 59 minutes of forward flight time, 53 minutes of hovering time using a H30T. The Matrice 400 can also carry a hefty 13.2 pounds of payload and comes up with an IP55 rating. It can handle -4 degrees Fahrenheit all the way up to 122 degrees Fahrenheit, meaning that you should be able to fly this thing even in Phoenix during the summer, which is the closest thing to the surface of the sun. Inside, the Matrice 400 is equipped with LiDAR, a millimeter wave radar, and then also a full-color low-light fisheye sensor. DJI says that this setup allows it to navigate challenging environments and also detect small objects like high-voltage power lines in low-light conditions. Now, the video transmission is also getting a boost using the O4 Enterprise Enhanced system that can support a transmission up to 24.9 miles. That's going to have to be obviously with a waiver in the United States. It uses a 10 antenna aircraft design, but also you can have a built-in relay module so that the M400 can extend the range using another M400. As far as payload, it has 4 ePort V2 ports that can support up to 7 simultaneous payloads. 7, that's kind of crazy. This includes compatibility with the Zenmuse H30 series, the L2 for LiDAR mapping, and then also the P1 for photogrammetry all at once, which is, again, kind of crazy. It will be available in the United States if you're asking, and pricing seems to be around $10,000 with no payloads, obviously, just the platform in itself. Next up this week, Altitude Angel, a company that is known for its unmanned traffic management system, or UTM, has secured a US patent for its Aero system. Now, Aero is a ground-based detect and avoid solution. It uses a network of ground sensors like radio frequency detectors or high-resolution cameras in order to monitor the airspace. The software itself fuses all of the data together to create a real-time picture of what's flying around. Now, the big advantage here is that it would allow drones to fly beyond visual line of sight without having the need for a very expensive onboard sensor, which could reduce the cost, they say, by up to 50%. Now, this isn't just a concept. Aero powered a project in the UK called Project Skyway, which was flying in a 165-mile corridor. They demonstrated that you can have separation as a service, they call it, allowing multiple drone operators to share the airspace safely. Now, access to this technology is not free, as you can expect, which makes sense, but the specific cost was not made available to the public. Now, based on their website, it says that the cost is going to depend on the area and the amount of traffic in that specific area. Now, here in the US, I think this would primarily be used for drone delivery companies. I do want to reiterate something that I'm very passionate about, that I have said in the past. Airspace access must remain free in the United States, anywhere in the world, quite frankly, but specifically in the United States. So we're going to keep an eye on this to make sure that local government, landowners don't attempt to charge for access to public airspace and that anybody else can still fly their drones for free, as it should be. Last up, the National Fire Academy is hosting a 2-week train-the-trainer program that is designed for state, local, and tribal fire service professionals. Now, this might not seem like big news to most, but traditionally, this trainer program was restricted to federal personnel only. But with this program, it now allows program managers, state fire, and program leads to learn more about how to teach wildfire operations, mission planning, NIST, law enforcement responses, search and rescue, and plenty more. So if you're in the public safety area, please check out the program. We're going to put a link down in the description. And congratulations to everyone involved in getting this done. I know how much work it takes to get this kind of program off the ground. This week on Postflight, we're going to be discussing the White House executive orders and then also Walmart that is expanding its drone delivery operations. We'll see you on Monday for the live and then Postflight in the premium community. It's not a surprise. And we've said this before. And we said, wait, if they're pushing for this, it means that they know what's coming and they know that it's not in there.
You got to read the news update, man.
With an H30T and with the LiDAR unit, right? All at once, pushing the limits. That's what DJI does.
You got to read the news update, man.